Okay, hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I decided, and since I'm making so much TCM content, and I would say I am fairly decent at the game, I have decided to do what no one has done for this game yet, and that's make a tier list for all Texas Chainsaw Massacre family members and victims that are in the game currently. Now this is at the launch patch, so this is not going to be covering any future or leaked characters yet. So like the characters, whatever characters we have at launch, this is going to be covering those. If any other characters get added, I will likely make a new video with the tier list up, depending on the characters. But with that said, let's get started. And today we're gonna start with the victims here. From S tier, I would label S tier as completely busted and game breaking. And then all the way down to D tier, which although they can be good, they are relatively niche. And for starters, let's start with Anna. Now Anna, she is, I would say, a very solid character. Her ability to reduce incoming damage taken cannot be underestimated. And it honestly can be pretty damn helpful against certain teams and can get you out of sticky situations. However, I don't think she's the best character because I think there is some characters that are better. So I would say I'm gonna put her in A tier, as she's good. I don't think she's going to be able to top the next character, which is Connie. Arguably S tier. Easily S tier. Cannot compete. Her focus ability the ability to instantly unlock any door you wish is so busted, it is unreal. It is so broken. Like, you could basically struggle out your restraints at the start. Don't even have to, like, try stealth. Spam out, grab a lockpick or two, unlock a door before the killers even, and you do all that before the killers even gain control of their character. That's how busted she is. She could do all that before they even get the chance to gain control of the characters. She's busted and absolutely needs a nerf. Next up, Julie. Now Julie, I would say she's pretty good. Her ability allows her to not be tracked by family members' abilities, and also be able to be very stamina efficient. I would say she's pretty good. However, they are better. There's nowhere either busted like Connie, so I'm gonna put her in 8 as well, just for that. Next up, Leland. Leland, honestly, I don't really like playing as Leland, but from what I played, he could be pretty good. Although I don't think he's as impactful. His main ability is just stunning the killer, buying your teammates time. I would say Leland's only good with coordinated teams. And for that, I'm putting him in B tier. Like, he can hold his own, but once you get the whole family after you, he struggles quite a bit. He requires like a full team to really make use of his stunning capabilities. And then last up, Sunny. I would argue he's most certainly the worst victim in the game. I'm putting him in D tier. Reason why is his abilities to be able to track family members. That's it. He's able to track the noises the family members make and be able to locate the family members easily. Honestly, I don't think knowing where the family members are is useful. I mean, it could be useful in some situations, but I don't think it'll be very overall impactful if you're not in a coordinated team. I don't think knowing where the family members are is very useful, especially because they are very loud and very easy to spot. So I don't think you really need to know. And this is my tier list. This is my tier list for victims as of right now. And now, next up, let's move on to the role that I main and have most experience with, the family. Now, family, I would say I am 100% more experienced. I'm a family main. I mostly play family, so I would know what I'm talking about here. First up, the Hitchhiker. Now, the Hitchhiker, he has the ability to place down bone traps that can snag and stop victims in their tracks. However, they can be able to instantly escape the trap. They can be able to instantly escape the trap with a bone shard. And the Hitchhiker is capable of resetting them, and he has a max capacity of 3, and cannot have any more than 3. Now, in my opinion, I would say he's B tier. As he's B tier because his traps, they can be helpful at times, and he also does share the capability with Sissy to go through the same crawl spaces that the victims can go through, which that is very helpful for catching the victims. He also has like a unique perk for him where he can go through the same spaces faster. That is pretty good and cannot be underestimated. A Hitchhiker can kill you really easily, as he could just non-stop chase after you and you can never shake him. He's hard to shake. But the reason why he's B tier is because of his traps. Right now, there is this perk in a game that victims have called Bomb Squad, and he effectively hard counters Hitchhiker's traps. What the perk does is that you're able to disarm Hitchhiker's traps without the need of a bone shard, and with further upgrades could be able to do it faster, which honestly heavily counters Hitchhiker, because the victims before the game even starts, they could see what family members that are playing, so they could just, if there's no Hitchhiker, they could just take it off, and if there is a Hitchhiker, they could put it on. And it's just, there's nothing the Hitchhiker do about it. You always have to assume they have Bomb Squad, and there's not much you could do about it. Which is why I'm putting him at B tier, because he is heavily countered by Bomb Squad within its current state. Next up, Johnny. Now, this is the character that was added for a launch. He wasn't in the beta, but he's added for a launch. His ability allows you to track the footsteps of the victims and being able to locate them. He also has very high savagery and can definitely take you out really quickly. Now, in my opinion, compared to like the other tracking character we got, Cook, I would say Johnny is C tier. Considering the footprints, they have to be fresh, And well, it is good. The problem is that you have to be relatively pretty close in order to be able to find them, and you're not always going to be reliably finding footprints. And I think just Cook has a better tracking ability, in my opinion. Which is why I'm putting him in C tier. Like, I feel like he could use some buffs. He's not really that great. Next up, Leatherface. Leatherface? I'm putting him in A tier. I don't need to explain what Leatherface is. I think we all know what Leatherface does. Leatherface is required to start games. So you have to have a Leatherface in the game. He spawns in the basement. And he also does lots of damage with his chainsaw. Although he can get bullied on its own by like a Leland or a Sunny. He can get bullied with bone shards. But I think that's just like that's like a solo family thing. That's not really the fault of Bubba. Because, like, you could do that with any of the family members. It's just Bubba gets it the most since he spawns in the basement with the victims. Yeah, he does a fuck ton of damage. He could basically kill you before you really get to do anything. If you're not careful. If you're out of position against the Bubba, you're fucked. There is nothing you can do about it. If they're built for max damage, like they should, you're just screwed. There is nothing you can do there. You're absolutely fucked. Next up, Sissy. I would say Sissy is S tier. Easily. Her poison is pretty damn good. She will always consistently spawn next to the car battery, which you need to start, which that's relatively good. She always spawns relatively close to the car battery, regardless of the map. So she could be able to reliably start that up with no problems. And her poison gas is pretty good, in my opinion. It is pretty damn good. Especially with the unique perks she got. The unique perks make her from good to absolutely busted. Like, if you look at some of the perks, she has Spore Loser, which upon getting into a close encounter with the victim, you will immediately drop poison gas on them, even if you don't have one equipped, and it will not consume a poison gas as Cloud. Which that is busted, and also, what makes her even more busted is that she has a bug right now where her melee attacks will apply poison to victims. So it basically makes Sissy super oppressive, plus add to the fact that she has the same ability of going through crawl spaces as a Hitchhiker. She's just super busted, and honestly, in my opinion, needs some nerfs. Next up, Cook. I would say Cook is A tier, and this is coming from a Cook main. I main Cook. Cook is very good and almost a must-have on certain maps. Well, one specific map, gas station. You basically require a Cook on gas stations due to the fact that you have the ability to turn the gate to outside via gas station into basically not an option if you're really good and you have good teammates that coordinate your efforts. His ability to listen out for victims cannot be underestimated, and although he's slow as balls, his tracking more than makes up for it. And just most people don't know how to play Cook correctly. What some people do is that they'll listen out for people, they'll spot someone, and then they just don't call it out over comms. They don't call it out. They don't make any call-outs, and it just very much weakens the team. Which is why they're not S tier, because when you're playing Cook, you basically require to have a microphone. As said with all family members, Cook especially requires comms. Because if you don't have comms, your ability is effectively useless. Like, what's the point in finding a faraway victim if the rest of the family don't know about it, and only just you, who can't do nothing about it? Which is why he's not S tier, as he is very slow, and his padlocks can be easily countered by a Connie. That's more of a Connie thing than it is with victims in general. That's more of a Connie exclusive thing, which she should definitely be getting nerfed. I don't see her staying in their current state. And yeah, that's my tier list for that is my effective tier list for all family members and victims for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. I will be making more Texas Chainsaw Massacre content in the future, so stay tuned for more, and I'll see you all next time. Take care, everyone.